What is good, MexitPlanners? Yo, today I just want to talk to you about what it's like moving to Mexico after living in a place like Atlanta for so many years. I've been in Atlanta for more than 30 plus years, since like 87. I remember moving there the summer I moved there. What was big was go-go music, the song Doing the Butt by EU, and girls rocking those biker shorts. Man, oh man. I remember my mama telling me, you better not. Let's go. Yo, so I'm A-Town through and through. I grew up in Atlanta. I grew up on the south side of Atlanta in the College Park, Riverdale area, and I actually went to North Clayton High School. From there, I went on to Morehouse College, and I raised my family. I had my career in Atlanta. I raised my family there. So for me to up and move, really anywhere outside of Atlanta was really a big step. One of the things I quickly realized is that the educational system in the United States did not prepare me for moving to Mexico. Now, every single day I have what I consider wins and losses. And you know what? After about a year and a half now, my wins are stacking up way more than my losses. So for me, a win is simply just accomplishing a task for the day. And when you move out of the country, you don't realize how many small little things are a challenge to you. So that's one of the coolest things about moving out of the country for me, is that everything that I was used to and familiar with is no more, and everything is a challenge. This week, one of my big wins was the fact that I got this newspaper flowing again, y'all. I told you I was gonna do these weekly updates, and as soon as I said that, these daggone newspapers stopped coming. So then I went online, no problem, signed up, did a subscription, and could not pay for the service. For some reason, my credit card didn't go through. Well, I received a phone call a couple days later saying, hey, we saw that you wanted to sign up for the newspaper. We can actually come out and take your money in cash. You could pay with Efectivo. So while I was out doing some errands or what have you, somebody came by my house the next day. My wife paid them with Efectivo, and we were all set up. I received a call saying, hey, we got your money. Everything is good. We'll start delivering your papers. Now, fast forward 2 weeks later, I haven't received a paper since then. So I had to make that customer service phone call. And this leads to my first point I'm gonna make is, one of the things that you need to know when moving to Mexico is, as much as you can, know the language. I know that's an obvious, right? Knowing Spanish in a Spanish-speaking place makes sense. But I've taken so many L's because I just didn't know. And the tendency when you don't know is to say, see. Don't be yes at everything. If you say yes, you have no idea what you're signing up for. So getting a grip on the language is important. And I did a couple of videos about what I'm doing to improve my language skills. Reading this paper and giving you guys those daily, weekly updates, that is a big part of me just really trying to improve my language, looking at sentence structure, learning new words. I sit there with my phone, I look up words I don't know to make sure I can understand the story. So I'll link to that video that I did about the things that I'm doing to improve my Spanish that will maybe also help you. But knowing the language will go a long way. All right, now stay to the end because I got some information that I want to give you. It occurred to me while I was recording this video, and I think it's going to help you make your transition just a little bit easier from the beginning. So stay to the end and check out this information I'm going to give. The second point that I'll make about knowing the language, and this is kind of both fundamentals of Spanish as well as just something you're going to use every single day. If you pay for something, you need to know what 326 is, right? That's 326. You need to know that 326 pesos, what that sounds like and what that looks like, right? So whenever they tell you at the cashier, at the Uber driver, at the coffee shop, whatever, you need to hear and be able to understand what these numbers are. So yes, that's a part of learning language, but one of the craziest things about that is the fact that 500, as an example, is quinientos. It's not cinco cientos. So it's a very big deal that you learn the number system here. So when we're talking about learning numbers and particularly when it comes to money, I'll show you a trick. One of the coolest things to remember how much 500 is as an example. This is a 500 peso note, which is equivalent to about $25, is it's written right there on the back. So you see it says quinientos. So that is one way to quickly remember how many, quinientos is 500 pesos. The same thing applies. Here's a 50 peso number mark or 50 peso bill, and it says 50 pesos. 50 pesos is 50 pesos. So if you hear 550, that's 550 pesos. So that is one way, is just to look at your money and when they're telling you how many pesos. But what happens when they tell you that it's a mil peso? How do you know the difference between 430 mil versus 430 million? Million is going to be million, just like the same thing we have with, $1 million, right? $2 million, $435 million is million. It's the equivalent. But 1,000 in US dollars, 1,000 US dollars or 1,000 pesos is actually mil. So 1 mil pesos is 2 500s, right? That's 2 cincuentas. So 2 cincuentas equal 1 mil. So that's why it's important. You need to know if someone tells you 1,500, you need to know exactly what that is. That's 1,500 pesos, right? So that's why I'm telling you, learning this number system, knowing the Spanish language, you're going to get more wins. You're going to lose less money, and you're going to know exactly what to expect when you hear, those things. The third thing that I will tell you, or the third system I feel like you really need to know, is you need to understand the metric system. All these years we went to school in the United States, they didn't teach us the metric system. I think we probably had, 1 little ounce of the metric system when we're talking about, and an ounce is not even the metric system. So we had maybe 1 gram of the metric system when we were in chemistry, right? When you had to measure things into the beaker and figure out how many of this and that and all of that kind of stuff. So chemistry was probably the first experience we had with this metric system. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you can't run from it if you live in a country like Mexico or pretty much anywhere else in the world besides the United States, Liberia, and I believe one other country that still uses the imperial system. You can't run from the metric system. So learning the metric system is a goal of mine this year, is to really get fluent in the metric system. So one thing I will encourage you to do to learn the metric system, or to start to kind of slowly get yourself over to the metric system, is before you move here, bring a tape measure that has both inches and centimeters. So that'll at least get you some type of conversion. They do not sell anything in inches here. So you're not gonna be able to go to Home Depot and get something in inches, right? It's gonna be in meters. So you need to be able to say, okay, centimeters is 100 meters. And if I got something that's 166 centimeters, well, that's going to be 1.66 meters. So you need to be able to say that. And if you bring with you a tape measure from home that has both inches and centimeters, you're going to be in a better place, or at least it's going to ease your transition over to knowing about meters. So as I'm recording this video, something hit me that I thought was sort of profound. Every single day when you're in a new place, like moving to Mexico, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, right? You're getting out of, not only did you move physically so that you're not familiar with the surroundings and the things around you, but you're moving from your comfort zone to your uncomfort zone. And you have to get uncomfortable in order to grow. It takes some form of discomfort in order to be able to change, in order to be able to adapt, in order to approach things in a new way. And I've been growing every day for the last 2 years moving to Mexico. It's forced me to improve my language. It's forced me to improve my patience. It's forced me to improve a lot of things that 2 years ago I took for granted, in that I knew how to do this, I knew how to do that, I was comfortable in myself, but I wasn't in a place where I was absolutely growing. Now I can see the growth, right? On a daily basis. The wins that I'm talking about aren't, I'm winning money or I'm winning this. The wins are very simple things like being able to talk to customer support and get my newspaper here so that I can give you these daily or these weekly updates. get in your uncomfort zone. I know you can do it. I did it. So, and I'm very much a regimented routine type of person. I like to do the same things every day. I don't like a lot of change. It takes me a lot to get to the point of change, but when I get there, it's like, okay, now what? So get in your uncomfort zone, learn something new today, and get that W. All right, if you like this video, do me a favor, leave me thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell. I appreciate your time and attention, and until next time, MexitPlans Monty. I'm out.